record. Good morning, gentlemen. Our objective for this class is to draw this BMED past paper question from 2018. Here we have a front and a plan view for a cylinder, which has a hole in it. They want us to draw the development and also to show the folded lines and the curve for the developmental era. It's important to establish that for this drawing, the plan is above the front, which means that this is in third angle projection, even though that is not really important. So the first step is to change our center layer and draw a center line. So I go to line, click line, or type L, enter, draw a line, draw a two line, enter. I'm then gonna left click this line, left click and drag this to the middle, escape. Next step is to change to we must draw the plan view first. So next I'm gonna change to my construction layer. Then I'm gonna draw a line having a distance of 35 millimeters because one side of this is 35 millimeters. And I think I need to probably make note here. So this side here is 35, 35, 35. Height is 100. This is 100. And the diameter is 35. Diameter is 35. All right. So our next step is to draw the plan first. So for this, I'm going to draw a line. Draw a line equivalent to one length of the side. So L, and I'm going to draw this line and draw it anywhere. Could draw it here. 35, 35, enter, escape. Then I'm going to move this line to this point here, escape. Next, I'm going to draw a polygon. I'm going to draw a polygon having 5 sides. So I click here, type on polygon. And for this, I'm going to enter the number of sides. In this case, I want 5, enter. Now, I want polygon to sit at a specific, I know the side of it, so I'm going to select edge or type E. My next step is to click here, click there to get that. So I now have my polygon quick and fast. My next step is to draw some lines vertically downward. So for that, I'm going to use X line. XL, enter. I want these lines to be vertical. So then I click here, click there, click this point, click that point, and we have those quick and fast. My next step is to draw a line, another 35, or copy this line, draw a line again. Let this line be 35, or I could copy this line, CO, enter. Let me just copy that line right here. Or I could draw a line, I could offset this 50 up and 50 down. O for offset, enter. Offset distance, click that to accept. Let this be 50, 50, enter. Click this, down, 50, enter. So that is the outline for our polygon for that. We could then go ahead and brighten up this using our construction line. So I'm going to go to outline, outline, and I'm going to click on line, probably use polyline, and I'm going to click here, there, down there, across, and up to here. Enter. Space bar to reactivate. When I use polyline again, and I'm going to click here, there, that point, there, go across, and come back to here. Enter. So we have that. Now we have a circle. We also have a line here. Space bar to reactivate line. Click here, and right there. Enter. Space bar to reactivate. Right. So we have our front, our plan, and our front elevation. Next, to draw a circle, center here. Radius, if the radius is diameter is 35, so the radius is so to enter the radius, you have just type 35/2 enter, and that will give it the give it the measurement that you want. So this is pretty much done for that part. So we have drawn the giving views. It's now time for us to draw the development for this, the development. It is good to label this. So I'm going down to my text, and I'm going to add some label to this. Very important. So from that, I'm going to text, and use single line text here. Single line text. And I'll be labeling this. Text height of 3. Let text height be around 5. Enter. Rotation angle of 0. So let's label this A, B, or if I want to label it 1, 2, A, B, C, D, and E. Now we're going to label this as well. This is D. This point would be E. Here would have been, oh, we need a broken line for here. Here would have been C. Here would have been A. And we have B at this point. B here. All right. We should have a broken line here, but I'm not gonna be too worried about that. So here should have been a broken line to represent this side that you cannot see, but for now, let that stay. The next step is to change to my construction layer, right? Now I'm gonna draw some lines across, and I'm gonna divide this into 12, well, let's use 8 because I don't want to, let's divide this into 8 equal parts. Or so div, or I don't really need, well, probably, all right, let's stay for a little while. Let that stay first. Let's draw the development first. So our next step is to draw horizontal line across. Space bar to reactivate. Horizontal line here. Enter. Guys, do you have any question? Any questions so far? No? Okay. All right. Next up is to establish our starting point. Our starting point would be, let's use here as our start point. Here as our starting point. enter. And probably I could offset. All right, let's draw next line right here. Enter, enter. And I'm gonna trim out in the middle. TR, enter, enter. All right, so this is my start point right here. No, if each side is 35 millimeters and we have 5 sides, it means therefore that when we unfold this should be 5 times 35. So 5 times 35 is how much? So we go CAL calculator. And we type in the value that we want. 5 times 35 equal, and that gives us 175. Question, anyone knows why we choose 5, or why we multiply that by 5? Yeah? Anyone knows? All right, no one knows. So I'm gonna go to line again, and from this point, I'm gonna draw this line 175, enter, enter, and I could bring that up just to establish where my line is supposed to be. So the first one, we don't really need it anymore. That was just random, all right? We're gonna need to extend this out a little bit more to get that. Escape. Now we need to divide this line into 5 equal parts to represent each side. So we type div, enter, select object to be divided, enter the number of segments, 5, enter. We notice here that we don't see anything. It's because node is not activated. So for that, we type ddptype, enter. And we change from the point to whatever we want. Let's use circle. Set this to about, the 5 is good. Set this absolute unit. We have that. Now I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna bring this up a little bit. I'm now gonna copy this to all those points. So for that, I'm gonna type CO for copy, enter, select object to be copied, enter, specify the base point, left click here, then click onto those nodes, click 1 time there, click 1 time there, and we have the last one. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So it's good to label these, right? So to label these, all right, so the question, did it state where we want, well, it didn't specify where we should cut the drawing. So I'm gonna cut the drawing at point A right here. So I'm gonna copy this, CO, enter, specify the base point here, and I'm gonna drop 1 here, 2, 1 there, 1 there as well, escape. Then click 2 times, 1, 2, wait a bit. B, 1, 2, 3, wait a bit. C, 1, 2, 3, wait a bit. When you change, you type D, 1, 2, 3, wait a bit. Type E, then we go back to A. We start at A and we end up at A. Now, this is pretty much what the development would be like, but we would realize that between there's a hole here, right here. There's a hole between here. There's a cutout right here. Cutout right here, which goes to I'm wondering if this cutout, I'm assuming that this cutout goes through both of them, which means that it would go through, all right, let me focus on this part first. We can assume one of two things. We can assume that the cutout goes right through the figure, or we can assume that the cutout stops here. So if it stops here between A and E is where the cutout would be. So between A and E is where the cutout would be. A and E between A and E, which would be like right here. So we would draw some lines, draw a line across here, line L. Let me use a different, all right, let's use a different color for that. Let's use a different color for construction. Let's use black in this case. So line, so from here, we draw a line across with that, escape, space bar to reactivate, draw a line across there, enter. Space bar to reactivate, generate, or probably extend the center line, escape, and the center would be between these 2 points. So we'll copy this, CO, enter, specify here as the base point, and they would carry this there. Yeah. And that would be pretty much that for that. I'm inclined to believe that this also passes through part of C, and a part. If we'll assume here that it only cuts through this section right here. All right. If we assume that it cuts through, we can make two assumptions. If we assume that this cuts at this point, let me draw a line right here. Let me draw a line right here. If I assume that this cuts here, escape, that this cuts through the other part, that's another assumption. Then we would draw a curve, which would be this distance from B, it would be this distance from, where is C? Would be that distance from C, which would be this distance from C. So point C, so I'll copy this, CO, enter. From here, bring this to point on C line. So I would assume that this is here. And so C, so I'll copy this. This would be like here. All right, well, probably I wouldn't CO, enter. Well, probably I wouldn't even need that, you know. That's C, escape. So I'm inclined to believe that that is how that should be. So half of this would be on C to D, and a part of it would be on well, yeah, I think that is pretty much it. So then you'd go through now and brighten up this. Next step would be to brighten up this. Yes, and I upload all my drawings to YouTube. Every classwork is uploaded to, but they are private. You will not be able to just go on the channel and get them like that. They are private. All right, I would have to edit them and stuff, but they're available. And I upload them to the platform as well. All right, so line, so let's go line, and we highlighter, line. So we would then we'll copy, CO, enter, select this, line, enter, base point is here. Escape. So this is the development for that. All right, choose MA. I want to change that line to a different layer. MA, choose this. Escape. All right, so I think this is the development. Oh, I would need to trim out this TR, enter, enter. I would need to trim out that section right there. And trim out this as well. So that would be pretty much that. All right. You know, let's hope the section is correct. I